Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading. My name is Maria and this is a tarot intuitive story for you if you have Virgo anywhere in your chart, or if you're a cross watcher, that's quantum entangled with a Virgo, or something else might have drawn you here, and the reading could still be for you. If it resonates, then most likely there was a reason why you found it. I've done your reading with 3 decks of cards, the Muse Tarot, the Zen and the Light Seers Tarot. And your reading starts out very beautifully with this card, with you as a star in the making, as becoming a star. It's clarified by the Creator card. It's the 6 of Inspiration with the Creator, and it's talking about you sort of remaking yourself, recreating yourself, also maybe rebranding yourself, but really changing yourself into a star, into the thing that you were always meant to be, and that something has been sort of standing in the way of, and you're now you, and or this could also be somebody else, or something that somebody that you're co-creating with. So I mean, if this whole thing is an outer process and you found an agent that wants to make you into a star, then that would be that person. But I mean, it could also be your higher self, spirit, your soul, your creational power reawakening and sort of rebuilding you as what you were always meant to be, as this star being, star and creature, star creature. It's coming out like the whole thing. It's both sort of a star being, but it's also a star, and it's just seeing yourself as what you are when you are your best self, and letting everybody else see it too. And it's both about what you're projecting into the world, but it's also very much about your self-image, about you realizing that actually you might have been creating sort of a little bit the wrong thing earlier. You might have been having self-talk that was not positive, and now you're sort of you're stepping out of that paradigm, and you're going for it. And it reminds me a little bit. I saw this video by this girl. That's on YouTube. I don't remember her name, but she's very charming, and she was talking about how she, as a joke, she started saying nice things about herself, to do affirmations, and then after a while it wasn't a joke anymore, and she was like, I'm fine as hell. And it's kind of that's sort of the process that's happening to you. You're realizing that you're fine as hell, and you're not gonna hide it anymore, and you're not gonna tell yourself otherwise. Now you're coming through as as having been in a period of your life where you've been building up your strength, and you've been taking some time to sort of do simple things, maybe some simple living. You come out with the Strength and the Ordinariness cards, and they speak about you sort of well, you have been creating a life that's comfortable. You've been creating your circumstances and your situation in a way that's comfortable, and where you've just been sort of going about your daily business and doing the things and getting the stuff done and so on and so forth. But this does come out today as sort of melancholy in a way. It's just, this one looks like, well, she's riding the lion, and she's going in the direction that she chose. I mean, this is not about gender. It's you either way. It's not. It's because it's a general reading. You can swap that around. But this is a person who's it's like looking away from the direction that you're actually going in, sort of dreaming about something else. And well, it looks a little bit like you have been carrying a feeling of being defeated, like there was something that didn't really work out, and well, so you just chose another path because you couldn't make that thing work out, and so you did something else that you're doing very beautifully. But I mean, it wasn't your first choice. It wasn't completely what you wanted, but you've been doing it, and you have been really successful at creating this life that you have now. You've been very creational within the frame of sort of landing maybe sort of in your second choice, not the first thing you wanted, but okay, you're taking some other path because that didn't happen. So, and you know, within that frame, you're being very creational, manifesting the things that you want, and creating very much sort of like a daily beautiful life, and beautiful sort of lifestyle, and beautiful you, and also your inner life, quite beautiful, simple, peaceful, aligned. Yeah, maybe not the happiest in the world, but sort of peaceful, and finding your peace with the situation. So this has been sort of where you've been. You've accepted that situation, and you've really made the best of it. You really have. It's really beautiful. But the thing that is and has been underlying is a feeling of having maybe lost yourself a little bit, and or somebody else, or some dream that didn't really manifest. And that dream comes out as being about love and community / love and family. And it's this is talking about you, like there was this part of you that you never really have yet sort of awoken, or you know, that you feel like it never really had a chance to take off. And it's also sort of like you have a lot of magic, but in that particular area you just haven't been able to make it work. It's just like, you know, in other parts of your life you've created abundance and peace and power and all of that, but very particularly in some sort of connection, love and maybe family, something to that effect, something that has to do with deep bonding with others, emotional connection. You just haven't been able to make your magic work. It was like in that particular area, your magic was asleep. You couldn't create. You haven't been able to create. You've tried, but it's kind of like you couldn't sort of, there was something you could not wake up, or that you haven't been able to sort of move. So because here, this one is sort of dormant, and here's the wand, but it's like the wand is not working. And so you felt like you were in that area of your life, you were continuously sort of landing in compromise. It was not really actually the thing you wanted. You were sort of, you've been, and this could have been with one particular person, or it could have been with other people or family, but it's just like you couldn't make it be like a really happy situation, like a really flowy situation. It kept on being sort of mundane, or fraught with just too many differences, and continuously making compromises, so that really nobody's actually really happy, and nothing is really shiny, technicolor, beautiful. I just see you sort of, it's like you've been banging your head against the wall continuously, and kind of being like, but why doesn't my magic work here? Why am I not able to move this? I can move other things in my life, but this is the door I really want to open. Why is it not opening? Why does it keep on being fraught with all of this resistance? And so then, you know, having the feeling like you couldn't manifest this, even though this was your first choice, this was what you really wanted, and then instead you had to sort of choose this other way, this really beautiful way, except, you know, it was not what you really wanted. But you have done that. I mean, considering that you didn't get at this earlier stage what you really wanted, you did your best with it. You did something really great with it. But things are going to change. That's very clear from this reading, that something is happening, and it's sort of like it's happening because it looks like you're taking some some personal leadership during this process, where you're sort of you're finding your peace with it. I think at some point you've had sort of a period of melancholy. You've been still moving forward, but being sad that you couldn't get that thing. But then it looks like at some point you sort of move into this, and you start being a little more comfortable with the life that is actually then yours, and being more, stepping into that role that of maybe leadership that you've been given in your life, or that you're being offered to take, or that you're a natural leader that people want to follow, or you're a natural pioneer that people want to emulate. And it looks like you're actually realizing at some point, well, okay, yeah, then I will take this on. I will take this challenge. I will do this thing, and move forward with that, because that also has a lot of merit. And that sort of changes your, in a way, it helps you release the past, because it comes out with this one, the turning in card, together with the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords. And this one today looks like you sort of not listening to some voices that are it's like you're not listening to the voices that are talking about defeat and nostalgia anymore. It's sort of like this leadership is also, or could be really primarily with your mind and with your inner life. Looks like it's also a leadership that, you know, because of course if you master yourself to this level, everybody's gonna take notice, and everybody's gonna wanna, you know, be close to you and know how you did, and sort of follow you and all of that. So it's, but maybe at the first instance, it's sort of you taking an inner leadership over your own thoughts, it looks like, because you're kind of you start tuning out those voices who are telling you that your life is not good enough and that you're not good enough, and releasing, you know, this inner talk, self-talk that wants you to look at what's lost or what's gone or the things you didn't get. And so it's sort of like you are gonna, or you are in the midst of letting that go, sort of releasing the disappointment, releasing the idea that this is telling a truth about you. It's almost like, you know, there was something you couldn't make work, and it could just be one particular relationship, or you could have had a family that it was just not possible to have a good relationship with them. Like you tried, but it was not in the cards. They were not at all that kind of people. It was like you were either gonna get crushed and then accept that, or if you stood up for yourself, then you couldn't be a part of it. It's kind of like, you know, you couldn't win. It's really coming out as you couldn't win, and that was the same. That's been the same situation in a love situation, or maybe several love situations, that you were damned if you did, damned if you didn't, and you just couldn't sort of break through that, because it also comes out as you having suffered from, or are suffering from, learned helplessness. If you know that concept, which is coined by, I think, Martin Seligman, and it's something that can happen to, for example, children of narcissistic parents, or abusive parents, or parents with addiction problems. But I mean, you can get it later in life because of other circumstances, and it really talks about circumstances being so impossible to escape, like something that keeps on being sort of traumatic, and you not having a way out of it. So in the end, the child or the person who experiences this will just sort of give up on trying to change their circumstances, because it just seems like it's sort of it's not, they can't, like they have no power in any situation, and they don't have the ability to change it. They don't have the ability to flee from it or anything. And so the reaction is to, when trauma happens, is to just sort of let it happen, because I mean, it's kind of like the only strategy, to sort of letting it happen. But I think you are, what it looks to me that is going on, is that you're kind of waking up into your power. Maybe this period of your life has been incredibly important, because it is creating peace enough around you and within you to understand that you actually do have power, and you have the power to change your circumstance. And that change is happening primarily through you choosing other thoughts that are not keeping you stuck in an idea of something that should have been. And then it really looks to me like this card that has been coming out in many readings as sort of cognitive dissonance and uncomfortableness, now suddenly comes out as union in a way. It comes out because of this olive branch stepping out so clearly in this picture today. It's like you're being it's like a reunion. It's like a separation that's disappearing, that's ending. And that separation could be outer, but it certainly also is inner, because it's like you're rediscovering a part of yourself, because of sort of saying no to some thoughts or some energies that are not supporting you at all, and that are actually just tearing you down and are destroying sort of your self-worth. So having enough peace in your life to recognize those thoughts and to recognize those feelings, and to start sort of choosing other things. But it really also comes out as though somebody offers you an olive branch. It's like, because it's like this hand is coming out, in from like out of nowhere. Sort of like you're doing all of this inner work, and then quantum changing something, and then this olive branch coming in, somebody offering, it's like a peace offering, maybe from that person or those people that you couldn't win with before. Suddenly you can win, suddenly it's possible, or somebody else entirely, but just another kind of situation coming in, sort of like, twins reuniting, but I mean, you reuniting with a self that you had lost at an earlier point, and then you're sort of, it's like your creativity reawakens, your ability to create yourself, and so also new love story, but really anything in your life. It's like a door that was closed. You've had creational power, but there was somewhere where there wasn't, like it was overgrown here and you couldn't get to it, or you couldn't awaken it. Now it's like it's awakening. It's like kind of like this cloud that suddenly or this, so it's like that's how I'm seeing it. And then all this rainbow light and creativity that's awakening, and then your natural energy just starts flowing. This being the key to any kind of love and connection, that your natural energy of sharing is flowing, in a great way, in a big way, naturally, and sort of with abundance. So it's like you're reaching this inner abundance as well, and then this most likely, I think, separation with somebody that's ending. And we're ending your reading with this Eight of Swords that's really clearly talking about the primary shift that is happening here is a shift in your self-image. Because here's the mirror image that is sort of fraught with bad thoughts and uncomfortable energies and the feeling of being helpless. But today I was noticing you here. You are here, you're the one who realizes, oh, I've been sort of, in a way, keeping myself in an idea of not being good enough, or this being about my self-worth, or being about me not, something like very deep. It's about your self-worth, and some thoughts or feelings or beliefs that you've been having have been keeping you in an idea that you're not worth very much, or that the fact that some part of your life wasn't unfolding as you would have wished was a story about you, but it's not. It hasn't been. It's been something else. It's just been a challenge you've had, and so you are exchanging this mirror image with this one. See, here's the mirror, and here's the new you. And of course, this new you is in a completely other situation with regards to love and connection and family, because of course, I mean, this can't fail. I mean, it can't. This can only lead to success. And so really it was sort of an awakening. It has been, or it is, or it's gonna be an awakening from this that is sort of not completely conscious, that's asleep and not conscious, and here to this consciousness of who you really are and who you can really be. That's also very clearly ending a separation of some sort, an inner and most likely also an outer separation. So very beautiful, Virgo, really, really beautiful. You know, you stepping in to, and you starting to create the new you, realizing that your creational power has been sort of in the mix, that some part of you has been creating a you that was sort of powerless and feeling less than, and now realizing, oh, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm just gonna create myself as powerful and beautiful and gorgeous, and see where that takes me. So this was your reading, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. And thank you very much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye, Virgo.